Hello, everybody. Whether you're on Facebook, in the group, on YouTube, you're on Nick's platforms, we thank you. Welcoming you to episode of Exceptional Sports Talk, episode 6. This is going to be a nice broadcast today. We're powered by StreamYard and presented by Mystic Mary. My guest is Nick today of Sleeper Sports Media. I'm excited to jump into this. And before you guys think I'm crazy, our description was wrote out by Nick himself. He did a very good job with that. So how are you doing today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing pretty fantastic. Been doing some cleaning today, and now I'm ready to dive into the sports world.
Yep, I've been ready. Day off, relaxing, ready to talk it up.
Yeah, I would like to open it up. But what do you think about? I know this is random because basketball really isn't our main thing. But what do you think about Michael Jordan wanting to sell? Can you hear me? Might have some technical difficulties here. Let me see here. Bear with me, folks. Yo, can you hear me good?
Yep, I got you.
All right. Yeah, I was asking, I know it's a little bit different of a way to open up, but what do you think about Michael Jordan wanting to sell?
That's crazy to hear. I haven't really seen anything about that, but that's probably because I just don't follow any big basketball pages or anything like that. But that's crazy.
Who'd have thought? And,
Yeah,
if you look at Michael as owner and then Michael as a player, they're two different stories.
yeah,
He has not really been successful as an owner, in my opinion, and a lot of other people. And then you look at him as a player, if he's not your GOAT, he's on that short list of one of those guys.
yeah.
And I don't know, man. I hear it ties him up with wanting to, because he has a lot of requirements as an owner and duties to,
Yeah, that
fulfill.
makes sense.
And
Yeah,
it ties up his golfing. The man getting older. He want to chill down in Florida where it's a little warmer and practice his golf. I think he wants to like sell out, but be like a minority owner where he
mm.
doesn't
That
have
would
to be there, 24/7.
that would make sense.
I know
Um,
it's just random to talk about, but I've
yeah,
been seeing that floating around a lot, and I've been asking everybody that same thing, like, what do you think about that? And they haven't had much success in Charlotte. Honestly, I mean, they've made the playoffs maybe a couple times, but never go anywhere.
right. Yeah, I'm just not that big on basketball to follow anything like that. Besides, just like I said, basically just a LeBron fan. Oh,
I,
Facebook user.
I appreciate your love. I don't know who you are. Comment who you are, man. But yeah, I feel you. I like basketball, but I don't like it as much as I did as a kid.
Yeah,
And the era I grew up in, all my favorites are retired and stuff, man. So I still watch the game. There's some players I really like to watch, but I'm not no bandwagon, of course. But I'll watch like Dame Lillard's like my favorite 3-point shooter right now. Everybody's about Steph Curry. I like watching Lillard shoot that fucking ball, bro.
yeah.
It's magic. I don't even question it. You don't even. I mean, that thing don't even hit the backboard, man. It's net. Like he'll be half court and effortless shot net.
Well, that's like the girl from Iowa, Caitlin Taylor, I think her name is. She's incredible, insane.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hey Joe, I appreciate you, bro. I'm glad to see you on the stream. I don't think I've caught you on one yet, at least live. But I hope you're doing well, man. You and Taylor.
Yeah, she's like my my stepdad. He's from Iowa, so we've been watching Iowa basketball, the women's basketball for their March Madness, and it's crazy to see some of the shots that she's taking and making.
I was usually nasty too at basketball. Tall women. My dad's actually he lives in Iowa, and he was born in Minnesota, I think,
Hmm.
but he lives in Iowa, and I've actually had the opportunity to go live in Iowa for a few years, and honestly, like there ain't nothing there. They're nothing but cornfields,
Yeah.
and I used to go to parties, and I'd be like the life of the party with some people. That some people never seen a beach. That
Wow.
they're never like you've been to a beach, you've lived on the beach. Oh my god, like bro, panty droppers, man. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to you messing with the beach and you go out Midwest, them
Yeah.
ladies love it. I don't know what it was. I could be the ugliest dude in the room, but oh, I've been to the beach. They love me.
Yeah.
What's up, Josh? You got anything you want us to talk about? Feel free to comment it, bro. You know us, we touch on everything here.
The other Iowa news, the I can't think of his name. The wrestler for Iowa, like the number one guy in the country. He lost to someone. I can't. I just saw it in his. They showed his mom freaking out in the crowd, and she broke her glasses because he lost.
I like that question right there, bro. You know, that's something I think we definitely should start going into doing, Nick.
That would be fun. That
I
would
would
be
say
very fun.
right now, maybe we don't, but maybe the next one we can. I
That
like
would.
that idea, man. Honestly.
I'm trying to think of how that would work.
Oh, there's a way to make it work. YouTube and Google. Like I said, I don't have the answers right now,
Yeah,
but we can find those answers. And
absolutely.
right people might be watching and have those answers. We appreciate you, bro. I'm glad to see there's a little more activity today than last week. But
Yeah,
it's different, man. Some people work different hours. You know, I know people that a lot of people are off on Wednesdays. I know, but some
I'm
people
off.
work all day.
Yeah,
When I have a job like that, I try to have one weekday, usually Wednesday, and then like a Sunday off.
right.
That's what I like to do. You got a lot of time. I like that, bro. And that's actually cool. You know how we open with me and Nick don't normally, especially hop right into NBA or
Yeah,
basketball or any of that.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's why I wanted to go there first because I feel like I've never really give them proper love. And I watch basketball. I'm more into it when it's the playoffs, you know. But
Yeah,
my team ain't. My team, I think, is dead last in the West. The Spurs. They were dead last a few days ago. So
yeah,
if it ain't them, it's the Rockets. One of them two are dead last, and the other one's next to last.
yeah. I'm a LeBron fan, so the Lakers don't know
Yep.
what they're doing.
They might have a chance to get in there.
I hope so.
University of Galaxy. We'll both look into that and see what we can do. Maybe next week we'll be opening up the podcast and saying, hey, we'll be taking callers today. So
Yeah,
there's a lot to be done, especially with this app. And I've been looking at other apps like Restream too. So I've never tried that yet. I wish they'd give you a free trial, but because if I'm going to pay my money to, I'm going to pay it to this app.
yeah.
Yep, I know that's got to be Joel again, the NHL fan. Aren't you? If I ain't mistaken, you a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, Sid the Kid. I know you are a Steelers fan and from up there. I think you do like the Penguins, and Nick is a big everything Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So anytime you want a podcast and want Steelers, Pirates, all that stuff. Well, he Nick like the Yankees too, but
I do like the Pirates. PNC Park is my favorite stadium to go to, without a doubt.
and anytime you want that Pittsburgh news, Joel, that's
Yep.
my man for you, bro. You know me, we and you got the best rivalry. You know all about me and my Baltimore sports, but that's why it's a good pairing, man. We can bring the haters and the fans together here.
Yep.
And your Hornets, I feel you, Josh. I know you're a big Charlotte fan, and I hate that, dude. Maybe getting rid of Michael will help with that. I was wondering what happened here. You must be cracking a drink.
Gotta
Yeah.
drink.
I heard that snap. I said, Nick must be hiding that from the camera. The Avs, yeah, dude. The Avalanche, they won one recently, bro. I remember I was pretty happy for them. If I had to pick a team, I like outside of the Capitals. I've always, since they become a team, I pull for the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
I do like them too,
I don't
just
know
because
what
they
it
have
is.
Curry.
Yeah, they play good hockey. Yeah, I'm glad we're starting to get people that's on here that's wanting to talk other things. I like that.
Yeah.
And I say every podcast it takes you guys too, because I might talk on one subject for 10 minutes, and you guys might not want to hear any more about that. And we might not have touched what y'all want to hear.
Yep.
So that's where you guys come into play and help out tremendously. And we're always open for guests. I mean, me and him both have pro mode. I don't remember how many guests you can have at a time, but it's a lot.
Yeah.
It could be chaotic in here if you have like 20 different mini screens. Imagine that trying to just chat.
Well, that's like I know on Zoom, there's like an option to have like 40 to 100. And I'm like, what do you need for 40 to 100 people on one screen?
Like, dude, that's just chaos. It's so easy for everybody to talk at once, or even just half of them talking at once and
Yeah.
just throw everybody off. And that would be my biggest concern. It's like maybe I got to mute your ass, mute all 19 of you other people.
Yeah.
I guess that's when you'd really, the host would really have to have work cut out for them
Yeah.
supervise the stream and stuff like that. Dude, I have to say, this is not nothing to do with sports. That daggone podcast that Facebook recommended me, I sent you, had me
Mhm.
rolling, dude. It has nothing to do with sports, but them two southern ass women had me cackling. I guess like their podcast name, Cackling
Yeah.
Cornbread or whatever.
Yeah.
I even reached out to them. I messaged them. I'm like, yo, y'all got a smaller following and stuff I see, and y'all in the podcast. Maybe we can collaborate. I can help y'all learn your equipment. Because the first 5 minutes, she pulled out like this mic and mixer. She's like, I don't even know how to use this. I'm like, man, she had the mixer I'm trying to get soon, the USB one too.
Mm.
But right now, it's not really a big emergency. Yeah, dude. The thing about this, comments come up weird. I mean, I don't know where they have come from, unless like
Yeah.
you're signed with StreamYard. Uh, some people it'll show your Facebook logo. Other people it'll just be user. Uh, yeah, that's where you're seeing these other comments that's it's away from YouTube because we have this stream to how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 platforms, Nick.
Yeah.
So yeah, you never know what you're going to be seeing. People in here commenting and stuff, man. I had to say, you know, we were talking about combat sports earlier with that USYK and Tyson Fury drama.
Yep.
Man, one Tyson, it seems he's trying his best to avoid that.
Yeah, I saw that at first he wanted a 70-30 split in his favor,
Yeah.
or else it was no there wouldn't be anything. And then Usyk agreed to it. And then he I guess he got a rematch clause put in, and then the rematch would be 70-30 in his favor. But Tyson wants, if there's a rematch, Fury wants it to be a 50-50 split. But because they already agreed to a 70-30 in this one, the rematch would also be 70-30.
Oh man, that's grimy, just in my opinion.
I saw it was on Twitter. It was from a big boxing Twitter account. I screenshotted it.
Oh, Tyson Fury, man, like the man don't even it ain't even about money with him no more, bro. I've been saying for a while, Usyk is a really tough fight for him, and I think him being short only helps the cause.
Mm.
Because Usyk likes some body shots, and he likes to fight close. Like Fury ain't gonna be able to dance and play with his food like that. Now Fury can tee off on him with them combos, and that's what makes this interesting. And you know, I'm more interested in tanking Garcia,
Yeah,
but honestly, like, who isn't interested in a heavyweight fight?
yeah. I saw he was on Raw Talk. Garcia was, and he said that it's in his contract that he can't eat or drink for 3 days out of the week, so he can be on schedule to make weight.
That's rough,
Yeah.
right here. StreamYard, my friend.
Yep.
That's your best friend. It ain't free, but it's your best
Nope.
friend. And that's why we ask for donations because it's not free. And if you don't like that, there is other options like Restream. I was mentioning earlier, I thought about looking into. My buddy over at Fourth and Goal podcast, John, he uses Restream and he has no complaints about it. So it's really about you just doing your research on what fits for you and what you like most. The life of rapping. Hey, man, I appreciate you. I don't think I even have I'm even subbed to you on YouTube because I did have to make that new one. But when I get done with this podcast later, I'll go sub to your channel, bro. I appreciate all the interaction, man. And
Yeah,
I'm proud of you and Taylor as well. You guys, especially Taylor's come a long way with her. I don't even know exactly what the label with her coaching, insight coaching type stuff she does. Like she's really good with people, man, and bringing out the best in other people. I'd like to maybe talk with you and her one day, just shoot the shit on a podcast, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I'm down. I'm
There
down.
are some really good friends of mine out in Pooler, Georgia, and they used to live out here at the beach. And I got last time I seen them, I was blessed. One of their buddies won a contest to win tickets to a concert festival for a weekend, and
Mm.
I got to go. You know, one of their family members, who's a very close friend of mine, invited me, and that was one of the best like weekends of my life, dude. Even though I don't know if it was a tornado or a hurricane we were caught up in at the tents, man. It was crazy, but it was a blessing, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you should, Joel. I'm telling you. I remember for a while there, all you was on was those electric scooters, and every time I seen a video or a post, that thing was souped up more and more and more, bro. You got something special going on with that. Yeah, that was a crazy night. I'll never forget, man. Such a good experience because I've never been to a festival like that in my life. So
Right.
I
I've only
really
been to one
I wish I
concert.
went with more money. That's my only thing. I think I brought like $150, and bro, you eat a couple meals out there, and good luck buying you a shirt that you wanted or an album. Good luck.
Yeah, I've only been to one concert, and that was in Hershey at the at Hershey Stadium for Luke Bryan, and that's
Luke
it.
Bryan, that's one of the. I'm not the biggest country guy, but I can get behind Luke Bryan a little bit. Joel, he ain't gonna have much to say good about country, and I feel it. As you know, the same stuff with Rodgers and Lamar. I'll go with Rodgers first. I'm hearing that now the Packers want a first round pick back, but it's too late for that because the Jets already know you're trying to move off of him.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to get that first pick. And I'm telling you, bro. And Joel had that thing down. Joel was in the middle of this big ass tent, and like I don't know how to describe it. He had like several poles and was just standing there like. And he's tall, but he's skinnier. And he held that motherfucker down like dead in the middle. I mean, a couple of us was in there with him too, but he wasn't letting that thing go nowhere.
nobody likes country music.
The
I don't
UF
mind it.
You two would get along pretty well, man. Y'all got some common interests in sports and stuff. I don't know exactly about the music. I'm not really sure exactly all the kind of music you listen to, Nick, to be honest.
Anything, anything.
I'm about the same way.
Yeah,
It depends on what I'm doing, dude, really.
yeah, yeah. I can't believe the Rogers thing isn't figured out yet. I mean, after he got on the Pat McAfee show and basically said his intentions are to play for the Jets, I'm shocked that it hasn't
Uh,
gone through and happened yet.
I think the Jets might even try to wait to after the draft, dude,
True.
because they would screw Jordan Love and the Packers if they did that.
True.
It's a mess, man. Or they would screw themselves, or the Packers would screw them. I mean to say. I don't know, man. I just feel like when your GM has been set on camera out of his mouth that the future looks better and it looks like it's going to be going forward without him. Like, what's the holdup? Why are you still holding his hand?
Yeah.
And you don't want week one to get here and him, even though, say for some reason Rodgers just doesn't get moved and they still go forward with Love. You don't want Rodgers in that locker room
No.
in that man's head. It's like
He needs
that's up.
everyone needs a they need everyone both sides need a fresh start. They need to go and move on and figure that out.
And then what Lamar's doing ain't making sense to me. He went on Instagram and made an announcement that he made an announcement to announce that he has a big announcement on YouTube. So he's debuting a YouTube channel soon. But then I'm not sure about that's 100% true from him. Now the second part I don't know is true, but a Ravens insider, uh, Michelle Ellison, I think her name is something Ellison. I don't remember her name. Forgive me, girl, but I don't really. You be capping a lot. Anyway, she said that out of Lamar's camp. Now, if you can tell me who Lamar's camp is, please do, because as far as I know, he's doing this himself or with his mama.
Yeah.
So anyway, she goes on and says Lamar says he's done with the Ravens and wants to be moved. So say that is the big news. So then why did he make an announcement that he has something to announce to YouTube? So I don't feel like Lamar said he was necessarily done. I think that she did that because she is the Ravens insider, dude.
Yeah.
Because you have to get some kind of talk rolling from the Ravens or other teams, some kind of interest. And that's really the only way you can do it. I heard the Colts have a small interest, but they haven't made no offers. And honestly, a lot of teams would be foolish to make an offer because you're either going to pay way, way, way too much, or you're going to make this offer, and the Ravens are going to sit there that entire month they have to counter offer, or
Yeah.
basically just say it ain't shit and keep Lamar on that offer. It's like, but they'll tie up their cap space.
Yeah.
Because when you make an offer, say somebody offers Lamar 5 years, $300 million, 250 guaranteed, whatever, that's even if it's not official until the Ravens make their answer whether they want to keep them or accept the 2 first-round picks, their cap's tied up. So
Yeah.
they can't go and sign help, none of that.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky situation. I don't think anything has to do with collusion. I'll go ahead and stand firm on that. I don't see any collusion involved in this.
It's a mess. It is a
It's
mess.
it's a 31 owners aren't the Cleveland Browns is what this is to me.
The
And
Cleveland.
as you see, they restructuring that thing, bro. Deshaun will go from like 230 guaranteed to like 190, 200. And that's the only way they'll have any help. And in our division, you got to have help around you.
Yeah.
That's what worries me more about. With Lamar, if we overpay him, I look at the damn division I'm in. It's like, dude, I'm worried about that. I want a Jamar Chase. You know what I'm saying? I want guys like that.
Yeah,
But
you guys have the Ravens
nobody.
have never been able to draft a receiver that has
You
been.
ball out on tight ends and defense, man. But you look, that's something you guys in Pittsburgh do. I always give credit there. You guys get the last round and can draft a receiver, and that guy's going to produce.
Hines Ward, Antonio Brown.
Jesus, man. So many guys, even like newer guys like Pickens.
Chase Claypool, Pickens.
I wanted Pickens bad, dude. I ain't gonna lie. That man's got some hands. Gotta create fresh buzz somehow, right? Yeah. Definitely. I'm drinking something I ain't even gonna show the camera. Nick knows what I'm drinking.
Yep.
I can't show the camera because they don't pay me nothing. That's me. I've done that ever since, even before I got really doing these like a lot. I love products I love, but I ain't showing them on my platform on my camera if you ain't paying me
Mm-hmm.
or sponsoring me. It's bad that it's like that, but hey, I mean, I look at how everybody else in the world works. That's how it is. It's like shit. That's why I open my podcast the way I do. Powered by StreamYard, presented by me. I mean, that's what it is. It's like there's no sponsors, there's none of that. And I had somebody, a guy that does podcasting a lot. I ain't gonna say his name, but he gave me some feedback on one of my podcasts on Pandora or not Pandora on Spotify, and he was like, "You need to mention that at the beginning in advertisement." No, I don't. If they're not paying me, I'm not mentioning you. Why would I be like, this is brought to you by Coca-Cola? What for? What?
Yeah.
What use is that? And I love Coca-Cola. I probably spend $100-$200 a month in cola.
Mm.
So if you want to sponsor somebody, I'm your man. I have a 2-liter at this desk. I love my Coca-Cola, and believe it or not, I went 10, 12 years. I never touched a soda.
Mm.
But now it's like I have to have it. Like when I
Yeah.
eat dinner, if I don't have a Coca-Cola or a cherry Coke at dinner, I ain't happy. It's like I feel like something's missing. You know what I mean?
I love cherry Coke. That's
That's my favorite.
Mm.
I was gonna say, who is that could be eliminated this week in the XFL? You were saying I forgot who that was. The Dragon,
Orlando.
Orlando Magic. Jesus, I'm over here talking basketball.
The Orlando Guardians. Yep.
I believe I said the Magic, dude.
Yeah.
Are they the only ones like Seattle? Or are they the only ones like mathematically that can be eliminated this week?
I believe so because they haven't won a game yet. So
That's not good, and they're competitive in some of these games. Maybe I haven't really followed Orlando like that, to be honest.
they lost to Vegas last week. They got killed by Houston.
And that was Vegas's first win, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. Yeah, they lost.
At the top and crowded at the bottom for the worst.
Yeah.
I think DC's technically the worst right now, or the best right now, being they just beat St. Louis twice.
Yeah. Yep. I would
be.
say they're my number one.
On paper, though, it's right to give them that. But obviously, anything can happen. I thought St. Louis was going to get it back.
Yeah,
But
I don't know, especially being St. Louis at home. That was crazy.
dude, that atmosphere was wild. Like I watched some of the game, like the second half, and that place was nuts. People love the XFL. I don't want to hear nothing about people don't, because they do.
Yeah.
A lot of people might not understand it. I'll be honest. I have not studied it the way I do NFL, and there are players I don't know. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you, but I love it, and I'm happy it's here. And if it sticks around, I'm gonna watch it when I can every single time.
Yeah, it looks like the
I
South
need
is
football.
Houston 4-1, Arlington 3-2, 1-4, the San Antonio, and then the Guardians are 0-5.
Jeez, that's a tough outing for them boys, man. Maybe they'll get a win. Because hey, like I said, we just seen Vipers or whoever it was last week get their first win.
Yep, they're 1-4.
8 days is the MLB season, bro. Opening
Yep.
day.
And Japan beat US in the World Baseball Classic last night.
I was sad, but then again, man, Otani nasty. I'm happy for Otani for sure. I wanted USA to win it, bro, but I think who was it? They beat bad Cuba, like 12-2 or something like that. 14, something just disrespectful. And I was like, yeah, that's probably their title right there. And Cuba's good. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, they beat Cuba and Venezuela, I think, by 12. It was 12-2 or 14-2. It was. I didn't really watch any of it besides a little bit of the 8th and 9th last night, but that was it.
I mean, I haven't kept up with any spring training, honestly. I'm
Yeah.
ready for opening day. I couldn't tell you the lineup off head right now, but when opening day hits, I'm gonna be paying attention.
Yeah, I don't usually pay too much attention until after hockey's over, but if the Penguins don't make the playoffs, then
Y'all pretty much a lock though to do that.
yeah, we have the longest playoff streak of any North American sport for the last 16 or 17 years, I think.
That's impressive, dude. It's kind of like it's like the new Patriots now, you know.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many. Yeah, they went from they had that 1 year in 08 they missed, but they had 2 long stretches. I'm not that long though, but they had like a 12 year. I don't know. Yeah, like 15 years. I don't know what it is. They had a long time too, and went into divisions like constantly. When you win in your divisions and stuff, that's easy,
Oh,
easy
yeah.
way to make them playoffs and make it easier. My dang Capitals, all I got to cheer for right now was Alex, dude. He made a record the other day. I think I don't remember what position he moved to. It might have been first or second all time of the most 40 point goals made in a season. And he
Yep.
did that like 13 times now.
Yep. Hey, give me 1 second real quick.
Yeah, no problem, bro. Keep you people going, man. If you got anything you want to talk about, let me know. Comment it here. All that. Got some wrestling to go over, a little more combat sports. You got a lot on plate for today. Maybe even touch on some esports, some tech. Yeah, y'all, I thought about tweaking with my name on here a little bit, not the group name, but like my page name and even the podcast title. Try to have something to name that's a little more than just sports. But we'll see. I know I hit it on the money with the group name, Exceptional Sports News, because the group ain't really the podcast. You know what I mean? And if one thing's a fact in that group, we talk hella sports and get out hella sports news, I should say. I've been a good boy this week, man. I have stayed away from ESPN and Fox because honestly, I'm burnt out on some of these topics, even though I have touched on a couple of those like Lamar and Rogers. But some of these things, it's burnt me out, man.
All right. I'm
Alright.
back. Sorry about that.
No problem, bro. I forgot. I was just trying to keep the people busy, just rambling about stuff.
Oh, there. What do you think about Yager breaking the combined scoring record of Gretzky? Love it.
Yeah, Yager's nasty, dude. And anytime you can do something that's and surpass what Gretzky's done, you're in an elite class.
Which is what Ovechkin just did.
Yeah. He's trying to get that main one though. I don't know how many he's short, but I don't know how much time he's got left either. I swear every game I watch him, he looks older and older and older.
Yeah, that's
And this ain't the sport to be getting old in.
no.
But he's still a killer. Man, Ovi, I love Ovi. He's why I'm a hockey fan. You know, I didn't really watch hockey heavy till about 2008. And when I come and seen Ovi on there, I was like, man, I was hooked. He brought a violence to hockey I hadn't seen in some time.
Yeah, him and I mean, Crosby's obviously the reason why I'm a
Oh,
hockey
yeah.
fan, but
Anybody that watches hockey has a respect for both of those men. If you don't,
oh,
you're just a
absolutely.
hater. You're a hater. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. You just flat
Yeah,
out hate.
yeah,
'Cause I might not like the Penguins or anything Pittsburgh, but I love Sid the Kid.
yeah,
If I'm turning the channels and he happens to be playing and I ain't got nothing going on, I'm gonna watch it.
yep,
I mean, I don't know how much. Same with I say about Alice. I don't know how much time he's got left.
yeah, yeah. Sid, I don't know. I mean, Sid's no kid anymore, but
No, he's a
he's
little
not
young.
he's not slowing down at all.
No, he got a little bit of a different style than Alex too, man. Alex is just brawling type of hockey player. I don't know why. It's that Russian in him, probably. That man, like, he has to get physical with you. And I know it's already a physical enough sport, but he goes above and beyond.
Oh yeah,
He
dude, they
goes
both
he makes
will
he
break
goes out of his way to hurt you.
more if he stays healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that I hate that. When
probably.
he gets hurt, it's like you're going in through some slumps, man.
I love goalies. They have insane reflexes. There was a couple weeks ago, maybe a week ago, Fleury, the Minnesota Wild, and I don't know who they were playing, but Fleury wanted to have a goalie fight, and the ref tried to stop him, and he was mic'd up, or he was caught on the hot mic, and he said, "Come on, it'll really get the people going."
It will.
I love Fleury, man. I miss him in Pittsburgh.
He a hype man. I
How
ain't gonna
about
lie.
them Bruins? A Cowboys fan bringing up the Bruins. What?
I love William though, man. That man on every stream almost. I'll give you
Yeah,
credit there, bro. And you made me laugh when I was scrolling through the other day. I happened to see on Matt's post with the baby news and stuff. He commented on there's like, yeah, not long before he about to be a Cowboys fan. I love that's something I do love about Cowboys fans. They are persistent. Sometimes you talk stupid. Not you, but Cowboys fans,
yeah.
But man, y'all are persistent as hell and you love your team. I respect that.
Have you ever been to a live action game, even minor
Never,
league?
never.
Yeah. You've never
I'm
been to a
dying
live
to
game?
go.
Yeah, there's a minor league hockey team not far from me in Hershey, and I go there they're actually the Capitals farm team, and I go there every so often when I can.
I think Joel was from Erie, Pennsylvania. You know where
Okay.
that's at?
Yeah, that's a good good bit away from me.
I don't know why that just came to me. It just out of nowhere hit me. But I believe that's where he said him and his people were from. Uh, you from New England? Yeah, my stepdad's from up that way. He got family in New Hampshire, I believe.
Yeah, 5 hours. It's Erie from me is 5 hours.
Oh, dude, it's on my list. That and a live UFC fight, definitely. I've been to a live MMA fight, but not a UFC fight.
Mm.
And it was a good environment, but ain't nothing like the actual thing, UFC. And yeah, dude, I swear that's something I've been wanting to do for a while, man. Probably top 3 on my list of like sporting bucket lists for me.
I've done wrestling, done baseball, basketball. One basketball game when I was in 2nd grade. Don't remember it.
I
It was
hadn't been in
for the
basketball either.
Wizard. That was
I've been
it.
to those
Uh,
games.
Hockey, both NHL and AHL, and football and baseball. So
New
WrestleMania,
Hampshire, beautiful state.
WrestleMania is my next one.
I know that's on my list too. Probably up there in that top 3. WrestleMania, the Super Bowl, number 1. Gotta be for me. I don't ever see myself at a Super Bowl, so if it ever happened, it'd be a dream come true. Whether I'm a fan or a reporter, or
Yeah,
whatever, I don't care what it is. You can pay me to go and do a job there, or I somehow get the money up and go and watch. I would not complain either way.
yeah,
It'd be hard to be there as doing work at the Super Bowl. It's like, man, I'm at the Super Bowl.
yeah.
You'd have to kind of do some pre-training to get ready for that.
Does it matter who's playing?
Hell no. And that's the answer to the Super Bowl or a hockey game question. It don't matter to me.
First AHL fight. I saw 11 AHL game. I saw 11 fights. Yeah.
I love hockey, dude. I come across Ovi one day on TV, and at the time when he first came into the NHL, hockey now is more televised down here than it used to be. Especially television is a lot broader now than like it's satellite basically versus well, I hate it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. It's like you have a million channels now compared to
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
And back then you wasn't finding any hockey or any hockey news on
Right.
your cable. But now on one of these 55 ESPNs or Foxes, it's somewhere. It's
Yeah.
somewhere.
That's the thing. Like the NHL being on ESPN and all that now, ESPN Plus and everything. It's crazy. But
It
I've still found that with ESPN Plus, I'm still getting. I try to watch the Penguins, and they're blacked out because they're supposed to be on in my area,
I
in
hate
my
that.
market, and they're not. They're just not.
Bruins do look unstoppable. That's my stepdad's team. He New England everything, bro. Patriots. He don't really rock with the Celtics because I don't think he cares about basketball. He likes the Red Sox, Boston College. I don't know what I'm missing, but yeah, he all about New England. Man, that's what I need to see live, dude. Yeah, I like basketball, but honestly, I got a very tight knit group of friends that like basketball. That I mean, that's usually who I go to with that. If I talk it, I have a friend that really probably could have went pro, but he had some injuries happen. He played for probably the best high school player we had down here that I've watched. I actually got to play on the floor with him too on the same team,
That's
thankfully.
awesome.
But like I said, he probably could have went pro. And if I have any questions, I go to him for stuff with basketball a lot. Yeah, I need to start touching that more. I have ESPN Plus, but I ain't on it as much as I need to be.
So 18 of the XFL's 20 games have aired on cable, and each are on ESPN Plus as well. And the two from the league's two airings on network television, ABC averaged over 1.6 million, with a peak of 2.3 million in week one. And now I think this week the ratings were not anywhere close to that
Man,
at 256,000.
they competing with March Madness too,
That's
right?
true. That's true. Right now is kind of tough for them.
Man, you would think they would work something out with these time slots. I
Yeah.
hate it. It's like it's a rough time of the year for that to be happening. And I want the XFL to succeed. The NCAA March Madness is going to succeed no matter what time they group in. That's not going nowhere.
No.
I'm excited about. I hope my lady Terps can go somewhere, man. You know, my males they upset me with. I wasn't really upset because I mean it's Alabama, dude. But the men have
I was
been.
upset. I was upset they're going to beat West Virginia, then lose the next round.
Yeah, dude, it don't make sense. I knew our game was going to be tough though. Come down to the end, literally, y'all airball on a 3. That's what it came to.
I didn't get to watch it. I watched I was on lunch at 12:30, so I watched
If y'all made that 3, which was that close, y'all don't won the game.
I was watching Pat McAfee show, and they were watching the game, and they were saying what was going on, and they said that West Virginia was up like 18-6 within like the first couple minutes, and then Ty was like, "Yep, that won't last long. The refs will make some calls, and it's going to be a close game. And at the very end, it's going to come down to the very end." And sure enough, it did.
The final 42 seconds had like 3 commercial breaks, like 10 minutes. Like the last 40 seconds went on forever.
Wow.
They were just swapping like a 1-point lead. It was ridiculous. Or like fouling to try to get to the free throw line to save time. Man, it burns me out, that style of basketball, man. But I get it's like at the end of the game, it happens. But I usually turn it at that point.
Yeah, I've been watching March Madness and all that since like 2007, 2008. My cousin went to Villanova, so that's why I always pick them no matter what. But they weren't even in it this year, so
Yeah, I don't know who I want to lean with the men right now. UConn makes a good case. I couldn't even tell you who's all left off ahead either. I mean, but UConn's legit, dude, and a lot of people hadn't really been talking about them this year, but in the past they've been heavy favorites.
Yeah.
UConn, yeah, UConn plays number 8 Arkansas tomorrow at 7:15. I think they'll beat Arkansas, but Arkansas just beat Arizona or somebody that was pretty decently ranked. We got a nice UFC event this weekend too, free. It's Corey Sandhagen and I think it's Cheeto Vera, the main event. Yep. Holly Holm, Yana Kunskaya,
Mm.
Nate Landwehr, Austin Lingo, Andrea Lee, and my girl Macy, the future barber. But let me go ahead and say, you ain't the future no more. You the present. You've been the future for 10 years. I remember when she debuted at like 18 years old, and then that was her nickname. Like, girl, you are not the future anymore. She was so young when she debuted, like she went by the future because she was going to be the youngest UFC champ. She wanted to be younger to beat John Jones. Basically, John was the youngest, and it didn't happen. So I think she needs to change that nickname. But she's a very beautiful woman, tough fighter.
Yeah, there's no big wrestling pay-per-views this weekend, but
Getting us ready for WrestleMania. That's next weekend, isn't
next
it?
week. Yep. NXT Stand and Deliver is Saturday at 1.
That should be good. I like the time
The
frame.
Rock's daughter is going to make her in-ring debut next Saturday.
It's must see.
Stand and Deliver.
That is definitely must see. I haven't really. I missed AEW the past couple weeks, dude.
Yeah, I watched the MJF segment that opened the show last week with the four pillars: Jungle Boy, MJF, Sammy Guevara, and Darby Allin. And then I turned it. But I think they're teasing a four-way match.
Nice. It never can though. It's the PG stuff, man. These TV networks, you will never have it the way we had it that back then. I try not to compare it no more.
Yeah, you really can't.
Can't.
Just if you compare it, then that's taking what joy you can have out of it. Like
You just got to look at it from a different perspective now than you did then. Back then, hell, you could call it a soap opera back then too.
leave it to a Cowboys fan to
entertaining.
Leave it to a Cowboys fan to want it to go back to the way that it used to be, living in the past.
I mean, they don't need your view, honestly, bro. I mean, I don't blame you. I'm the same way, bro. I take periods of like when they first went PG, I'm like, I'm not watching this shit. And I didn't for like 2 years. And I got back into it. I'm not a diehard wrestling fan like I was growing up, but anybody close to me and my family will tell you, like, when I was growing up, that was my dream, was to be a wrestler. It wasn't as much as I love MMA, it wasn't no being MMA. I wanted to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
And I wanted to work in that industry. I owned every wrestling game. I bought every CD. I knew every word to every track on John Cena's album. So I love wrestling, but I'm not the guy I used to be with it. And I don't think I'll ever be that guy again. I don't. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but people, get older, things change.
Yeah.
That's what happened with me. And I still support the product. I don't ever want to see it fail. But if I was in power, I would change some things. You can make it more fun than it's been. I can agree with that.
I mean, AEW is TV 14. But they just, I don't know. It
Too much blood. It's always blood.
Overuse of blood. I would
That's
say
why they are TV 14. To me, it's like when you watch Moxley, it's like you already know it's a pool of blood.
Yeah.
And I'm not hating on the man because I like Mox, but it's like, bro, you can entertain me in many more ways than cutting and blading and stuff like that.
They're allowed to cuss more on AEW.
Yeah.
Even though Rhea just got fined for saying twat.
Twat. That's crazy. If I could get fined on Facebook on my stream for cussing, I'd be in it. I'd be in some shit. I tell people all the time, even if future people I work with and if watch this, which I know they probably do, I know how to keep it clean, but nobody ever gonna tell me to keep it clean on my own platform. If I want to cuss, you want to cuss, feel free. But we're not going to be racist. We're not going to be sexist.
Yeah.
We're not going to be anything really derogatory. But if I want to add a fuck in my, just to add to the for what I'm talking about, I'm going to do it. I'm
Yeah.
not on the national ESPN airwaves.
Yeah.
Now, I get it if you work for Big Mickey Mouse at Disney, you can't. And I'm sure my check will have enough zeros to where I know I can't. But when I'm doing this at home and you guys want me to be myself, like I tell people, be yourself, be yourself. That's me. And I know I had somebody tell me one day, I got a son that might listen to you that I don't like that cussing. I can't help that. I can't change for nobody. I'm who I am. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm genuine. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I like you to understand where I'm coming from, whether it's a good or a bad situation. And sometimes those extra words just add that oomph to it. And I don't feel I ever use them badly. Yeah, Facebook always got it out for me, but I swear, since I started going live and like getting traffic going on this app, Zuck don't mess with me. I haven't changed a bit. I'll go on there and comment, man. I'll beat your ass, like talking shit, messing with people. He don't mess with me no more. The last time he got me, was about animal abusers. Dude shared a video of him like abusing an animal. I'm like, you deserve your ass beat, bro. And I got banned for 30 days. So I tend to take my own advice and just mind my own damn business now if I see some shit like that. Like, oh, you abusing this animal? Well, why should I say you need to get your ass beat? Maybe the problem is the platform that's allowing you to share that.
Yeah.
I keep it to myself. Like I know the problem. If I'm watching a dog get electrocuted, like that's the problem, not me, what I'm saying. But it's crazy, you can go on here. I've literally watched a man get beheaded. Kid you not. Watched a man in the Middle East get his head chopped off by a dude in a mask. And I could share it and give my opinion on it. But I go on there and say a certain word, though. They ban me. Or I've seen somebody sharing this photo of Rihanna, like a see-through shirt, see everything. I share that. That's nudity. So I don't understand it. Yeah,
I don't get mess with all that. I stick to my sports.
I'm trying to do, man. Sports, food, video games, pop culture, some stuff that ain't gonna get my ass in trouble. Dang, man. But yeah, that video was violent, dude. It's still floating around. I guarantee I can go find it. I can go find you Saddam Hussein getting hung and killed in 2006. I mean, that's a man getting killed. How's that not graphic violence? Which I can get why they won't ban that video because I mean, I don't want to make this about politics, but we know why Americans see that video. The problem he was, but I don't know, man. Zuck be on some BS, bro. I bet you I can go on his personal Facebook and find something against the community standards he's done. I guarantee it. If he ain't stealing content, because I know Zuck be stealing content. If he likes something, he gonna post it like he made it.
Yeah.
It ain't no sharing from Zuck, unless it's a paid sponsorship. Then that's different. Yeah, I was messing with a guy yesterday, Nick. He had like one of these paid sponsored ads that kept popping up on my feed, dude. Kept pissing me off because it's nothing relevant. It was like that podcast, but it wasn't even that.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, yeah, I just hit 30 reactions, man, on this post. I'm happy. I commented. I said, yeah, because you fucking was dumb enough to pay money for it. I said, I wouldn't know shit about this if it wasn't for you paying money. I said, because I'm scrolling my feed and I see this every time I hit refresh. And time I commented that, I hit mute ads in the future.
Yeah.
I don't even know what he was talking about, dude. He had the most basic Zoom background, like the Earth one, like we were learning like way back the first couple months of school.
Yeah.
He had that as his background. I'm like, really? I remember I used to use that shit too, but it's like I know this is a background, but hey, that actually looks a lot more legit than the Earth or Moon, whatever that background was.
Yeah.
Them Cowboys. How about you tell me about them Cowboys? What y'all gonna do on defense this year? Y'all about to get some more picks? I know y'all got Gilmore and y'all got some. I forgot the other dude y'all done signed. I know y'all got Gilmore. Y'all gonna be able to offensively score more than, what was it, 12 points against the Niners? That's what my biggest concern is. Your defense really was good last year, but I don't know. I need to see y'all put like 20 points plus a game, or you're not getting out of that divisional round. Yeah, oh yeah, your defense gonna be perfect. You probably have the best, probably top 3 defense in the league, and now with Gilmore, but offensively, yeah, Dak. That's what I'm getting to, bro.
You gonna re-sign Micah?
Yeah, Micah Parsons is legit. I give him that. But Dak, that is literally the concern. I feel like the past 2 playoffs, the end of the game decisions have been bad. Granted, the one time I get the referee had to get the ball and reset it, but he called a quarterback draw with like 10 seconds left. You don't do that. And last year, what was it? He did a little screen pass at the end of the game. Wasn't it a screen or something like that? Check down pass.
Yeah. Yep.
That ain't gonna cut it against the 49ers in the playoffs. I agree. I see the same thing with that, dude. But I seen that same thing in his eyes when he played the Bucks too. But man, we all knew that Bucks team wasn't the same. I think I took the Bucks to win, and I believe that was one of my few playoff losses I had. Because I ran the table with them Chiefs every week, son, making money on the Chiefs. But oh yeah, that shit was fucking terrible, dude. Like, it's like I don't y'all the way they end their playoff games like is weird. Why can't they like lose by like be losing 10 points and we just know they're gonna lose? It gotta come down to they got this chance with 5 seconds, and it's something just it's hijinks waiting to happen. And it's every time, dude. It's every time. Yeah. I don't even know where I see Zeke fitting in at. Somebody mentioned Buffalo to me. Buffalo just signed like 2 running backs. I think honestly Zeke's ass is better off staying in Dallas, coming back for less money. But you're playing behind Pollard now. It's Pollard's team now. That's how I would do it. I think Pollard's a better back. Maybe like on like 3rd and 1s, like tough yards, I would use Zeke. But I think Pollard's a better runner and a better catcher. Younger, cheaper. I know some Cowboys fans agree with me. Some don't want to hear that. I know some Ohio State Cowboy fans that don't want to let Zeke go. That's the thing, bro. It's all about that 4th quarter. And I think Jerry Jones, I've been on air saying on the podcast, I don't see the Cowboys even winning another ring with Jerry in the way.
Wouldn't doubt
Whether
it.
that's him retiring or Jerry actually letting his coaches coach,
Yeah.
something's got to give, dude. Because at the end of a game, it's Jerry. It should be the head coach at the mic, not Jerry. Jerry's got a radio show podcast. Time like the game's over. Like if you do something bad, he's gonna dog you. You know, that's not how an owner should be. If I was an owner of a team, I probably would do as little media as I could.
Right.
I wouldn't want. You have other guys for that.
You would think, but
I'd be like Biscotti, bro. I'd be like Steve Biscotti. You wouldn't hear much from me.
Not in Jerry's world.
Nope. And that man just ruins his own team, dude. He is ready for the nursing home, dog. What is he? 80 something now, or late 70s? He was old when I first ever figured out who he was. I don't know what year it was, but early 2000s maybe I figured out who he was. But he was old then. My whole life, guys like Jerry Jones and Hugh Hefner always been old. You know, Hugh's no longer with us. Rest in peace.
He's 80. Jerry Jones is 80 years old.
Yeah, that man's been old my whole life, though. He honestly, I'll say he gets around good for his age, and he's got a good memory. That man, you say something to him, he ain't gonna forget it. Like
It's because
if
he's living in the past. He still thinks it's the 90s or early 70s, whenever the Cowboys were actually good.
bro, I wouldn't want nothing to do with the Cowboys. I wouldn't want to work media there. I don't want no part of it. It's too much BS. People talk about New York media. New York media is rough as fuck. But if you can talk back rough to them, it's just something different about Dallas media. It's just like the expectations there are just so like in New York, yeah, the media is rough, but what are the expectations in New York? It ain't no Super Bowl. It's always a Super Bowl in
Well,
Dallas.
I mean,
Always.
I guess maybe not for the Giants or the Jets, but the
Well, the
Yankees.
Yankees, that's different. That's it. That's an
I'm just
expectation.
going off of what I know from what Derek Jeter has said and his back and forth with the media in New York.
And if Jeter's getting hell from the media, that just tells you the kind of beast that New York media is.
Oh, he always was.
Yeah,
Always.
Jeter's great, and no matter how great he was, New York
As
media.
a Cowboys fan.
I agree about it. I don't know. I think I dislike the Red Sox more than the Yankees, but I don't know, man. All them teams in my division can kiss my tail because I'm always at the bottom almost. This past year we weren't though, but well, I don't think we was. I know we were close to making a wild card berth though, very
Yeah.
close, and I feel like we can do that this year. But my problem is the Angelos are talking about moving to other cities and starting over. And then,
Tennessee was a
yeah,
big one.
I won't be a fan no more. I won't support that. If the Ravens up and move somewhere, I'd find a new team too. It don't work like that, bro. But I wouldn't support no shitty Carolina Panthers. That they can kiss my ass. That franchise sucks. My whole life they suck. I mean, they make the worst decisions. You give up all your future for the first round overall pick. That's not smart business, man. I don't care. There ain't nobody in this draft that's worth
I
that.
agree with that.
There ain't nobody in this draft worth that. Hey, Ravens might suck, but hey, the Cowboys only beat them once, bro. And in your old stadium, the last game y'all had was the Ravens. They blew y'all out in your final home game. I
And
wouldn't
then
say that.
in the first game at AT&T Stadium, was that Eli Manning beat you and signed his name
Yep.
in the locker room?
And I wouldn't say it hadn't been anything since Flacco, maybe not Super Bowl contenders. Y'all forget the last couple years of Flacco in Baltimore sucked. He wasn't making the playoffs. Hell, Lamar saved this franchise. He saved Coach Harbaugh's job. Hell, I got Flacco's jersey, son. And I'll tell you that motherfucker ain't my dude like that no more. Flacco, this ain't Hollywood Brown. This is Flacco. But I'll go ahead and tell you, Flacco was done in 2014. And he's been done. It's crazy. I just had that lay in that close by.
Yeah.
Denial is river in Egypt. There ain't no denial. I don't think we're a Super Bowl contender. That's complete honesty. But to say we ain't been relevant since Flacco, that's not true. You go ask any fan of Baltimore that. Lamar brought back this confidence of making the playoffs and going to the playoffs and stuff, bro. We were better in 2018 and 19 and 20 than we were the past 3 years of Flacco's career there. Now I missed the first five years of Flacco, but that also he wasn't why we were relevant either. That man had one of the best teams you could lean on. Like he had weapons everywhere. Flacco, they called him Check Down Joe for a reason, man. Even though he had a cannon for an arm, but it wasn't that accurate. That motherfucker would travel 100 yards, but end up in another team's hands. Hey, I wouldn't say that either, bro. Nick knows about some of them Ravens fans I hate. The ones that cry and cry. I'll say we have some similar fans in our fan base like you got in yours. Because I have like probably 50 Ravens fans blocked because they'll sit there and say the most shit like that's hypothetical or just bullshit. And the minute you're real about something, like I'll say, for example, I called that non-exclusive tag and I got called stupid for it. It happened. And anyway, but these kind of fans will do that and call you stupid or say you're panicking when you're talking the facts.
Yeah.
They'll go sit there and panic for a month straight and say what they want. Hey, we appreciate you, bro, in the stream. Maybe one day we can get you and Matt with us on here together. That's Matt's buddy. I don't know if you know him.
Okay. I've seen him. I think I've seen him on Facebook here and there.
Yeah, he's always on here supporting the streams, man. And I like that. I don't care what you got to say, what you got to post, just being here. It helps keep us going too, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for real. Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be looking at those comments for something and there ain't nothing there. I think we had pretty damn good what's the word I'm looking for? Pretty good activity on the stream today.
Oh yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Need more of that. That's what I'll be trying to at least have some of that every week. And I'm sure there's comments I might have missed or anything like that. It's whatever. Well, I try to respond to all of y'all, and I'm sure Nick does too. So, but sometimes things get missed. I notice I'll go back, I can go watch it afterwards, and I'll see something I completely missed and never popped up in the whole comment area. One thing I love about it when it's live on Facebook are the captions. Have you ever read some of the captions and some of the when it's wrong is funny?
Oh, like the subtitles or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
I saw that it added them for the video that I posted the other day, but I never really, I don't know. I don't really watch.
What's good about it? I will say I'm bad about going back and rewatching stuff too, but when I do, I like those captions because sometimes the captions are completely wrong. Like you'll remember something you said and then read it like, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna use these headphones today for the first time, but it would have blown my cover, man. Like, you see that green?
Yeah.
I said, man. Somebody asked me the other day, he's like, "Where'd you get your green screen?" I said, "I don't have one." I think I've said that almost every podcast. I
Yeah.
don't have a green. It's a green wall that does need to be repainted. And I threw a fit like years ago. Like this is my room when I was a kid, in my grandma's house at the time.
Mm.
Uh, I wanted to. She asked me, "So you want to paint your room?" I said, "Yeah, I want that bitch black." And then she's like, "That's we argued forever about that." And eventually, she got me around to agreeing to blue. And then I don't know, I got her to agree to black. Well, my aunt was over here, ended up painting the house, and it ended up being painted green, and against my knowledge, of course. And I rose hell about it, dude. Like, not to my aunt because I wasn't going to trip over her working and doing it for us, but
Right.
it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And anyway, now doing what we do now, it's like I'm actually glad it is green.
Yeah. I mean,
I
yeah,
wouldn't be able to have like legit backgrounds like this without.
you couldn't have it any better.
I remember I was telling Full Sail that I was like, I still want a green screen, though. They're like, you don't need one. I know, but I want one. Honestly, I don't. 2K23, got to touch on that a little bit. Fun game. I ain't gonna spoil nothing for you, but it's fun. I'd wait till the price goes down before you got it, but I'll say, if I pay 70 and I feel I got my money's worth, man. There's so many different game modes. I haven't even touched half of what you can do. And the unlockables is crazy. You can unlock basically every arena ever. You can unlock every year's version of a wrestler. Like, dude, I got like all the John Cena's unlocked from the you got Super Cena, who's invisible, action figure Cena, John Cena 02, 3, 4, 5, it's crazy. I tell you who's dominant's the 03 Brock. I beat Super Cena in like a minute.
I saw your post about that.
I didn't even, how the stamina bar is green and goes to yellow to red. My
Yeah.
shit stayed solid green the whole time. Super Cena didn't even touch me. That 03 Brock is just nasty. That's the Brock Lesnar I like. I don't like this. Even though I love the humor and what Cowboy Brock is, but he's still physical, but
Yeah.
he's nowhere near what he was back then, dude. Back then, Brock, he'd throw around the biggest guys like they weren't shit. I'm not saying he can't throw around Omos like that, but he might not do it as easy as he used to could have.
Omos just isn't going to help him. He barely was able to get him out the ring with a knocking him over the top rope. Like I have zero interest in that match, even though
I would
Brock
also
is
say him wearing. Why was he wearing a suit?
Omos or Brock.
Omos, like for that, what Brock wears, he's cool. He can move and be athletic. And Omos is stiff in a suit, bro. Like
He's
I didn't
stiffing his gear. He's not.
sucks.
He does nothing, but he's tall. That's it.
And
He's
I'm
big.
mad about Omos because yesterday I was playing My Rise the lock mode on 2K23,
Mhm.
and I ended up having the longest first reign of Intercontinental Champion of all time. And so I'm in the match following the objectives like the game tell you have to. And it told me to jump to the top rope. And I did that. And it goes to a cutscene, and Omos counters me and beats me for my belt. I had it was scripted, you know what I mean? It wasn't like he beat me, but I felt bad because I dominated Omos's big ass the whole match. And my guy's 6'11" and like 300 pounds too. So he's big. I make my guy big like that because I like the heavyweights, you know.
Yeah, they're doing a weigh-in on Raw next week or Monday
For
with Brock and
WrestleMania.
Omos.
Oh, just for those two.
Yep.
That's cool. I mean, that makes it. I mean, it gives it that kind of like fight vibe to it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't make this like no holds barred or something like that.
Well, you can't. I mean, that's giving more Omos more stuff to do. So you don't want to
He
give
might
him too
need it.
much.
Thing he might need it. He needs all the help he can get, bro.
I
Because
can't.
it's not looking good.
I can't stand him.
I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but not like I said last week, bro. Not every big man's gonna succeed.
Yeah, that's
But he's done great for his country. He's made some money. He's got a big following. I will say. I don't know how, but he does. But the man's made Africa proud and stuff. Where I think that's where he's from, somewhere in Africa or Nigeria, somewhere in
Nigeria.
Africa, I think, or so, I don't know. But I mean, he's done well for his country, though, and I'm happy for him in that regard. But it looks to me the man doesn't use any resources or gym time to get better.
No.
And if you're not trying to get better, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I don't know why I hate this hat. I'm about to throw that shit away. I threw the wrong one on, and I didn't even realize it till like 10 minutes into the podcast. I'm like, yeah, I'm a rock with it. Gilbert Burns. Yeah, I'm trying to see any UFC news. I like, Leon Edwards said he wasn't giving the title shot to Colby Covington. That ain't your call.
Yeah.
Dana White a strip. I seen a meme. It wasn't real, but it was a meme that kind of is real. It was like, oh, you don't want to fight Colby? He says, all right, well, say hello to the boys in Bellator for me, because Dana will do it.
Yeah.
And my thing is, Colby honestly is a good contender. He lost to Usman very, very, very closely. And that's really what the holdup was. Like, Colby was better than everybody in that division but Usman. So now Usman's out of the picture. Leon needs it, but it gets worse. I don't know if you know the history between Jorge Masvidal and Leon Edwards. Well, Jorge beat up Leon backstage, like after a fight. He hit him with the 3-piece in a soda, is what they call it. And but Leon saying Colby isn't worthy of the fight, but you want to fight Jorge, who has 3 losses in a row, and you want to say you want the easy fight. That's all it is to me. Because Colby, he gonna fight you. He gonna bring the pace. The man looks as good in the 5th round as he does the 1st round.
Right.
I don't blame you. I mean, I wouldn't want to fight that guy either if I could fight a stand-up boxer that gasses out. I think I would go that way too. But what would be fair? It would be Colby or Hamzat. It wouldn't be. Definitely not Jorge Masvidal. And I love Jorge.
Yeah. He's on the next card too, right?
Jorge, yeah, he's fighting Gilbert Burns, but I don't think he's going to win that fight. I think he's on the tail end of his career. He's got Game Bred fighting or Game Bred boxing promotion now. He's all in on. So he's a promoter now. He don't really care about fighting it. He's 40 now, dude, and I swear I remember when I was in middle school pulling up his backyard YouTube fights on the computers, and the computer lab lady logging me out and writing me up because I was on YouTube. But I'd be doing my schoolwork, bro. Like I used to have a A in that class. Like keyboarding was easy, man. Like
Yeah.
type. And they tell you, do whatever you want when you get done. Well, I guess downloading these proxies and sneaking onto YouTube that isn't what they meant.
Yeah.
But I
It
swear,
was all for cool math games and Minecraft.
I was on there on MySpace, and every day it was an argument with me and that teacher. I'm like, y'all keep putting me in this class, though. It's like I don't need to learn about computers. I know them. Especially, well, I mean, I could always learn more, but back then, what they were willing to teach you, they kept you out of everything that could help you.
Yeah.
Oh, you covering my keyboard like I don't know how to type.
Yeah.
Dude, what was harder to me was learning T9 on a sidekick than this. Like, you ever had a phone with T9?
No.
That right there is that's some old school texting right there. It's like it tries to do correct text for you. Like if you type like a TH, it'll try to spell the word out for you. But it's tricky and it's hard to explain because I haven't used it in 10 years. But
yeah,
I use it on my old sidekick, and honestly, learning T9 slang on text is hard, very hard. You got anything going down on SmackDown this week? Any?
SmackDown. I don't think they just Cody is gonna face Ludwig Kaiser of Imperium. No, I haven't seen any previews for much of SmackDown besides that, but their AEW, they just released a graphic for the show tonight. Adam Cole is gonna speak. I just had it. Adam Cole is he's making his return to the ring next week on Dynamite.
Sweet.
The Guns versus Top Flight for the AEW Tag Team Championship. Tony Storm is on tonight. John Moxley versus Stu Grayson. Kenny Omega versus looks like a guy from New Japan. I don't know how to say his name, or from AAA.
Somebody.
There's a Ring of Honor pay-per-view this Friday.
Nice. I like when they're on Fridays. I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I haven't kept up with Ring of Honor in a while, and I need to, man. Yeah, I was saying earlier, Connecticut should be talked about more. Very first article on Yahoo Sports. Connecticut is defying the odds. Yeah, y'all hearing me talk. That's how.
Looks like they announced Forbidden Door 2.
Sweet. Maybe they'll do
Japan and AEW, and Double or Nothing is Sunday, May 28th at the T-Mobile Arena.
I like that.
Yeah, they started doing house shows for AEW.
That's good.
First one was in Ohio. I hope they come to PA and I can actually get to a show because I haven't been able to see a Dynamite. I mean, they've had the closest they've been for like Dynamite or Rampage has been like DC or I guess Philly, but
yeah, definitely need to come a little closer. I seen they had. I was mad that I seen the Lady Terps play. I forgot who it is they play, but they played them in Greenville this weekend. And I'm like, bro, if I'd known that like 2 weeks sooner, I might have got my ass down. Well, there ain't no way I would have known because
yeah.
But still, it's like, why are they in Greenville? Is what I want to know.
Well, I think the women's tournament, I think they play at whoever the higher seed is. That's where they play at. They don't have like region.
The team they're playing ain't got nothing to do with Greenville though either. It's like a mutual site. I forgot who they're playing though.
Well, no, I mean, because I was watching. They showed the Ohio State game was on the other night or the other day when I came home from work, and they were playing in Columbus.
That's weird. Let's see who these cats play. Oh, they play Notre Dame. Yeah, they play Notre Dame in Greenville, South Carolina.
Hmm.
That's different, isn't it? Nobody got home field. That's for sure. But it sucks that you can't like game plan ahead for that. That's the only thing about like playoffs, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, man, when I seen that the other day, as the first thing I said, well, if I had known, and then I was like, well, how would I have known?
Yeah.
It's like, but damn, Greenville's close, but it ain't that close. It's
Right.
a good 3 hours, probably
Mm.
2.5.
Yeah,
I'd, ra-
that's probably me to Philly, me to Pittsburgh.
I'd rather go to the Charleston than there personally. Oh, we got Matt in the house, and yes, that's something different. We hadn't even touched on today. I like the favorite of Lions to win that division probably this year. I
Yeah.
think Minnesota is going to digress or degress. The Bears, they were the basement, like 2-3 wins or whatever it was they had last year.
Yeah.
They can't be worse. They can't be.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see the Lions and the Bears this year. I'm watching NFC North football this year. It's gonna be good to see the Packers struggle because they might be in the basement, dude. As bad as it is to say, if they just might be in the basement. And in my lifetime, in the past since Rodgers got there, my whole lifetime, even when Favre was there, Packers, them thinking them being in the basement, they ain't a good thought or something you hear too often. I haven't heard about the Packers being maybe being dead last and ever.
Yeah.
I mean, the first time when the first year I ever watched football, that Super Bowl was the Patriots and the Packers.
Mm.
So, I mean, the Packers have always been good my whole life. So now kind of seeing that they might not have that luxury no more, and it's going to be interesting. How are their fans going to handle that? Because they've been spoiled their whole life. The Packers have had 3 quarterbacks, dude. 3. Bart Starr, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
They are spoiled. They ain't. I don't think Jordan Love's the answer. I mean, I'm not hating on him, but I don't. If he was the answer, they'd have been on that. So I feel like they might go through some years, man,
Well, I
trying to
mean,
figure that out.
that's kind of how it was with Rodgers taking over for Favre.
Well, he
So
had the pleasure of he got to ride the bench for 3 years and watch Favre too, but I don't know if it's really the same thing with Love though. But I could be wrong. I want the guy to succeed, but it's like, man, Jordan Love's been getting the short end of the stick for a while now, and if I was him right now, I'd be stressing the management. I'm pissed off. If you want me, you will get rid of Rodgers. That's how I would look at it. It's like all this flirting with him, and I don't want to let him go yet. I'm still thinking about my ex.
yeah.
That stuff it's got to stop.
Do the Packers shoot themselves in the foot and wait till after the draft to get rid of Rodgers? That's what we were talking about that before. This whole thing is a mess. I wish they would just figure it out.
If the Packers did that, that would it would screw them. They couldn't get those draft picks for this year. So it's a mess, man. They got a lot to figure out. I heard they want a number 1, which Rodgers is worth a 1, but whenever the other team, the Jets, know that you're ready to move off him, they will not do that.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the Packers spoke too much too fast, in my opinion.
Yep.
Because nobody else really wants him or needs him, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, say even if Lamar ends up not in Baltimore, I don't want Aaron Rodgers in Baltimore. 40 years old? No. I'd rather draft Stetson and know it's going to be rough a couple years. You know what I mean?
The Niners, they reached out to Big Ben and tried to get him out of retirement.
That wouldn't have been a bad move. I mean, because honestly, the 49ers have everything but quarterback.
He said he took interest in it, but he said he couldn't see himself playing anywhere besides the Steelers. He couldn't. He'll always be black and gold.
I feel that way about him too. He's just one of those guys from that era. And I felt the same way about Phillip Rivers until he went and changed it.
Yeah.
Phillip wasted his time at the Colts, bro. He should have never went there.
Yeah. Well, I guess the Chargers having Herbert,
Yeah. I think he could have retired and should have been all right with that. Now he's happily retired for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
maybe he
ring.
just has some what ifs, but it sucks. As talented as he was, he's the least productive out of that draft class. Eli and Big Ben, they've got their hardware.
Yep.
I've always liked Phillip. I mean, sometimes in the regular season, Phillip looked better than both of them. Sometimes, not every time, but sometimes. But in the playoffs, you can't count on them.
Yeah, I can remember a couple times with LT and the Chargers when they were in the playoffs, and
Yeah,
that seems like forever ago now.
they had that one year. There was like 15-1 or whatever, 14-2, and the Patriots went into San Diego and just handled business.
Yeah.
It's like every time they have one of those good years, like you think the Chargers might, they just can't. They 2013 was a year like that, dude. They went and beat the Bengals in the playoffs, which that was normal back then, but they went toe to toe with Peyton Manning and the Broncos too. Like they lost by a field goal, and the Broncos that year went to the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
it's hard to tell, and it's always like that with the Chargers. If they get a playoff win, the next week they lose. I don't know. The Eli scenario, they might could do that, but I wouldn't even think that's I wouldn't want to do that, is what I should say. Give me that player you just draft. What if it's a player they don't need though? You know what I mean? That puts them back in that spot again. It's like you gonna give Rodgers up, and you might not can do much about getting Jordan Love help till next year. I think that's really what the concern is. They want to get Jordan Love some help, and it's kind of hard to, kind of too late in the negotiations for that. And yeah, the Packers on offense, especially. Well, I know defense they've been slipping too. I know Z Smith left. I forgot where Z Smith is now, or if he even is signed anywhere. There's just been so much news going on. It's hard to even keep up with everything.
So, like you said, 39 minutes ago, Alexa Bliss revealed on Twitter that she had a type of skin cancer.
Ooh. So
And
that's where
she was treated for a type of skin cancer recently. And this was like right after the Rumble. So, yeah, that's probably why she's been on a hiatus, even though she came out and said she's not on a hiatus. They just
right.
don't have anything for her. But
Yeah, I could see that, and they probably don't want to spread that kind of news. They probably would rather her do that. Somebody tells me they got cancer, it's like, oh, I'm not breaking that news. I don't want to be that guy.
And Mike Trout, he's I guess he came out and said that Shohei he won round one. So I guess maybe in 3 years, whenever it returns in 26,
Yeah,
he can win round two.
yeah, for real. Orlando Brown, he might can, and the Bengals definitely needed some O-line help. Everywhere Orlando Brown goes, he's legit. He was a Raven. I believe the Ravens were the ones who drafted him. Kansas City won a ring with them. I think it can be positive for the Bengals. That's not a cheap price tag, though. I'll be honest with but they need to think about their other weapons too, because they're going pretty soon. They're going to have to start forking out money, like a lot of money. And I'm interested to see what kind of weapons they keep. What are they going to do about T. Higgins? All those kind of guys. With some of them tight ends they got, Jesse James. What isn't he a Bengal or was a Bengal?
No, Jesse James was with the Steelers.
Jesse James.
Then he went to the Lions. He was with the Bears.
Who the hell is this tight end for the Bengals I'm thinking about? Because they got a couple different weapons I've been thinking on. I don't know. I don't know why I got Jesse James.
Jesse James is with the Browns, apparently.
I don't know. Maybe I just seen his name floating around and it just stuck with me. Hayden Hurst. Yeah. Hayden Hurst has been around too. He's pretty productive. I remember when we let him go initially. I didn't like that because I felt like then you could get more men on Andrews, if you have dual tight end sets out there and stuff. Yeah, the Steelers are making good moves, but you got to look at this division. Same thing I look at. This division is going to be tough, bro. And the Browns can make a couple moves. The Ravens, we have no clue what their plans are yet. The Bengals right now should be the favorites of the division. No hate. And I'm not saying they're gonna win that division either.
Yeah.
But on paper right now, I believe that we should give them that. Oh yeah, I do remember that shit. Didn't that happen? Was that the playoffs? Because I remember that happened in a game versus the Patriots too. Now that my memories come back.
That was that year. That was 2017. He was drafted in 2016, so it was a couple years later because they just didn't re-sign him after his rookie deal ended.
Well, Jesse James, that name's catchy as fuck, dude. Everybody going.
State. He was my favorite player. When I got the update that we drafted him when I was at baseball.
I bet you money that was a Patriots game I'm talking about too. When he said the end of the season for the playoff spot. That was 2019, if I ain't mistaken, or 18. I remember that because, like, I think he scored, and I want to say he spiked it or something, and I don't know. But I remember he passed the plane, or they say he didn't break the plane or some shit.
He caught the ball, and he extended the ball over the plane, but his knee was down. And they said because of when his knee was down and where the ball came out because of the ground, it was a whole big thing. It was because he was technically like the same as a running back. If a running back would break the plane, and then his knee would be down or whatever, it was a whole big thing. If you search Jesse James, that's the third picture that pops up.
I guarantee it. Dude, that was all Sports Center for like a week.
Even though his knee isn't really down, his hip is down, and he's on his hip, and then his elbow is down on the white of the goal line, and the ball's over. So I don't know. Like Big Ben has said, it was called a touchdown on the field, and then it was overturned because imagine that we were playing the Patriots.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen that play stand in other games, though.
Exactly.
Right. That goes back to these damn rules. Like, they need to be very specific on clarifying any rules. And I don't know. These rules change every year too. It's like,
but yeah, he was okay.
If you notice some rules, the NFL, like, if there's a small little rule change, they don't talk about, and some of these coaches exploit that shit in games.
Yeah,
it's like I know a handful of coaches that do stuff like that.
So Jesse James, he was drafted in 15. And he was with the Steelers until 2018. And then he signed a 4-year deal for $22.6 million with the Lions. He played all 16 games, was released by the Lions on March 12th in 21, and then in July of 2021 he signed with the Bears, and then he signed with the Browns, but he was placed on injured reserve, and then they just never really, I guess they released him. But
it's playing Brady. And what's funny, they had Brady's bat that whole year until they ran into King Henry. They couldn't do anything to say the Patriots versus that. That man had like 200 or 300. And then what, 300? Well, it might have been 300. Damn, it might have been. Derrick Henry broke records in that playoff game versus the Patriots, man.
Yeah.
I don't remember how many yards he had, but every damn play was half back gut. And I swear, I was like watching the guy on Madden just that good at the run game. You can't stop it. And it was ridiculous. And my Ravens got a taste of that shit the following week. Derrick Henry was a dog, but I don't think he's that guy anymore. I don't think he's built. I just think he's got some mileage to him. The way he plays, you know what I mean? I'd love to see Derrick go to like a contender, but not for the money he's wanting. Imagine seeing Derrick Henry like on a Chiefs team.
Yeah.
That's scary. That is very scary right there. Because he's going to have to – I think he's going to have to take a pay cut, man. Because you know how running backs are, man. Running backs can be easily replaced.
Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah. Lo Wang. Oh, I don't. That's your people. I was like, who is this? Lo Wang. I said Wong.
Yep. I do rock the mullet.
We appreciate you in here, man. I've never met you, but we definitely appreciate you.
That's he's probably someone from All Star Sports Network. Would be my guess.
Hey, I'm glad we were able to stream there today, man. For sure. Top G. Yeah, I see Henry. Somebody's gonna pick Henry up, man. It might, maybe can. I want to see him on a contender personally. I don't want to see him on a rebuilding team. I want to see him go somewhere he can have a chance because he's carried them bum ass Titan teams for years.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him. I knew when that year when they beat the Pats and the Ravens, I was like, they're not beating Chiefs. I knew that was a Chiefs year. And I was like, it ain't happening. I felt bad because it's like, man, the Titans had one of the best runs like to open up the playoffs in a long time for a 9-17. And for them just to lose to the Chiefs, it's like nobody will look back and be like, dang, he ended Tom Brady's career in New England. He beat up the number 1 seed in the MVP Ravens, Lamar Jackson. And then you go and lose to the Chiefs. So nobody's going to look at what he did that year. Man, the Vikings, their offense ain't what I worry about, though, bro. I mean, they can get Derrick Henry, but they got a lot of fixing to do on that defense for sure. They was out there letting Danny Dimes pick it apart.
Yeah,
twice.
Sure.
And now Danny Dimes got some weapons. I'm jealous, man. Man got a fat contract. Man got help. Man, he's sitting all right over there.
Is he going to get more? Where's Odell going to go?
I've seen him tweeting at Saquon Barkley. He said, tell your people to hit me up.
Orlovsky thinks he should come to Pittsburgh.
That's not a bad idea. I mean, y'all guys could definitely use another weapon. Definitely, I know he was on Aaron Rodgers' wish list. I do not want to see Odell as a Jet at all. That just doesn't seem right.
That would be interesting.
Dolphins don't need no receivers.
That would be very interesting.
Dallas can't come to agree on money with the man. I don't know. I seen where he was linked to the Ravens, and the first thing I said, who the fuck's passing the ball to him? It's like, how you going to sit here and say he's a good fit, and we don't even know who the quarterback next year is?
Yeah.
Bengals don't need him. The Browns could use, but no. Well. Then again, now it's Deshaun Watson there, so I guarantee you OBJ wouldn't be so quick to not want to go now. My thing was he threw a fit to get traded there and then threw a fit to get away from Baker.
Yeah.
Like, bro, come on, man. And OBJ is talented, but I feel like, some of the hate he was giving his quarterback wasn't justified. Because I've watched the ball hit his hands a few times, he dropped it. Or he didn't fight hard enough to go chase it down. Like, it ain't just a quarterback, dude. See, what is it? Who's out? Well, Arizona's might be an underrated place for them.
Yeah.
Because with
See that?
Hopkins on the way out and stuff like that, that's a good fit. Yeah, he needs to go to a contender, but he can't go to a contender asking for $20 million either. And that goes back. He was quoted saying, if I didn't ask for 20, but 4 ain't enough. There's a whole lot of room between 4 and 20.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know what to make of that. But they said that on ESPN the other morning. It ain't like breaking news, me saying this was news like Friday, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt, did you hear? I had some shit wrote down on my other phone for some XFL talk, especially about your boy, bro. I had some of his stats, even though it wasn't a whole lot of stats. I know he's been battling some things with the health and stuff. I don't know if I hope he starts this weekend. I'll be watching him, bro. But yeah, I had some stuff ready for us. And you still shooting it for Thursday or Friday? Oh, Cam Newton. Yeah. Cam Newton, he bold to think he can come in here and take a job when you see the hell Lamar's going through right now, who is a proven starter currently. So it's like, who does Cam Newton think he is?
Superman.
The man, I was telling my mama this morning. The man's all about not holding the next man back and giving up opportunities to the next man, right? What was your ass doing at Auburn's pro day, taken away from all of them college athletes?
Yeah.
You took the media away from them to you, and you knew that's what was going to happen. And I don't care if you hate him or look, Cam Newton walk in the room, you know, that's everybody knows who watches football, at least knows who the fuck that is.
Yep.
And it's like, man, them kids is working on their future, and you just ruined that. Friday night, yeah, Friday night's perfect with me, man. Perfect. And if you want in on that, Nick, too, if you free and around, you know we can have you on there too.
Yep.
So
yeah, I won't be doing anything but watching SmackDown. So
that's probably what I'll be doing Friday, watching SmackDown, playing a little wrestling. I might cut her a little loose today since we had a late start. I kind of got to pee and a few other things I got to get doing, but
yeah, I got my
an hour and a half.
Discussion post is due. So
yeah, you go smash that. But man, I'm happy with how it went today.
Yeah.
I think every time we do these, people start knowing we're doing them. Maybe it'll get bigger and more people will be on them. So
yeah, definitely.
But that's it for this broadcast, you guys. The next time you see us say we're going to be doing one and you want something talked about, comment on there what you want mentioned. And it ain't got to just be sports. We do esports, tech, life, all that.
Yep.
Y'all have a great day. This is Mystic and Nick.
Sub to both channels and the All-Star Sports Network channel.
Yes.
I'm now a partner with.
All of that.
I'm pushing to 400 by April 1st for WrestleMania.
Tell these people about your discount code too while we at it.
Oh yeah, Alti. It's like an energy. It's a new like energy supplement. Code Sleeper, get 10% off.
Y'all heard the man. Y'all go do that. So y'all have a fantastic rest of your week.